Okay, you caught me, but I'm just doing what Kelly says to do, and that's dance like no one's watching. In my own defense, I've been with the media for over 10 years, so I should know that the camera's always rolling. The last few years we've seen more and more newbies, so I thought we should step back and take a look at how and why this event came to be. First up, the one and only Kelly Shires. There are some of you that have had the privilege of meeting Kelly. In my first few moments of meeting her, I realized she was a spirited, fun, and driven individual with a love of boating and, of course, snowmobiling. So Kelly, we're here at the 5th annual run. How's it been so far today?
Oh, fabulous. The trails are fabulous.
And how are we doing so far compared to the first year to now your 5th year?
Oh my God, the first year we got rained out. We had to take a bus. So no comparison whatsoever. We had to call a bus in like the day before and arrange a new location, and so it was fun. We still raised $25,000, which is fabulous, but we didn't get to ride our snowmobiles. It was pretty pathetic.
You know, what time, 2 o'clock in the morning you thought of doing this? How did this all come about?
I knew I wanted to do something. I wasn't quite sure. I first started putzing around with golfing, but I don't know a birdie from a club, so that didn't work. And Susie came over one night, we were talking about it, and then we're both avid snowmobilers, and we just thought that was a fabulous idea to get women out on snowmobiles, because when we go out with the guys, it's always pinned, and, you know, we're not having a good time. And this way you can just get out and just have a nice time and relax and some camaraderie, and so it's really nice.
What are you hoping to raise this year? You set goals every year.
Yeah.
So what is your goal this year?
Well, we did $85,000 last year. I'd fall off my chair if we did $100,000. I'd be really pleased.
So Susie, this is our second year here. How is it different from last year to this year? And how many do you anticipate on this ride?
Oh wow, this year it has totally boomed. Last year we had 125 riders. This year we have over 200, just over 200 riders. Now it's a little bit different this year because this is our first year without Kelly. As you know, we lost her last October, so we know she'll be with us in spirit, but I think she's the one who's got all the riders to come out this year.
In just 9 years, participants have raised over $1.2 million to financially assist the patients in their battles with breast cancer.
It's amazing all the money you have all raised in 11 years. But even more remarkable, all the women that you've helped with those monies. You've had a quick glimpse of Kelly, and now her partner in crime, Susie Stenoff.
I would either say, if you haven't been touched by it yourself or know someone that has, is you know, even if you go on the website or the internet period and just like Google breast cancer and look at the statistics, especially in Canadian women. I mean, 1 in 9. If you play on a baseball team, volleyball team, soccer team, or anything, any group, you look around, you have more than 9 people, and you think 1 in 9 of those could be touched by breast cancer, and those are the people that you're going to be helping, and it just goes such a long way.
If you've been touched by breast cancer in any way, whether it's personally or through a friend, coworker, mother, daughter, sister, or friend, just raise your hand. You see how important is what we do today, so thank you so very much. Now here's the better part of this. Let's have our survivors raise their hands. You guys rock, and you are totally our inspiration. Thank you for being here with us today, and thank you for being brave enough to put up your hand, because not everyone is, but thank you so much for being our inspiration.
When Kelly Shires was diagnosed with breast cancer, she was trying to figure out a way of not focusing on herself, but focusing on other women, and just doing something fun. And we came up with the snowmobiling, all-women snowmobiling event. That was Kelly's thing, all women, women helping women, and it's just blossomed from there. I don't know about craziest, but I think the funniest is when Kelly won the Mishap Sled Ed Award, so to speak, doing an interview on a dealer snowmobile in a parking lot, just doing a little putt-putt and end up tipping over. So I think that's one of the funniest things that stick out for me. It's been a long time without Kelly, let's just say that. And although she's not here with us, she's felt. Her spirit is definitely in the crowd, and even when we have new riders come on board, they come up and they say that they feel, you know, Kelly's inspiration, they feel the spirit of other people, and I think that's amazing.
The snow run sees every walk of life, even some celebrities who are breast cancer survivors. So tell me a little bit about why you're here.
I'm actually a breast cancer survivor. I've been fighting it for 6 years now. and like I was 4.5 years cancer-free, but then it came back and it spread to different parts of my body. And so I come here to support women who are going through the same thing and want to let them know that you can beat it. You know, I play ice hockey and I mountain bike and stuff like that. So, I mean, it just goes to show you just keep fighting and you're going to beat this damn thing. So,
this is living. It's living with all of the people that have one goal in mind, and so many of them virtual strangers. To me, to a lot of people here, they're not strangers after today. They're people that give you hugs. This is what life's about, and this is what living's about, and this is why we are all here today.
So here we are, left completely alone. The riders are all gone. We just got the volunteers here. So we're going to go behind the scenes, do something a little bit different, and show you exactly what goes on to make this event so much fun and such a success. And I should probably get some stuff and help since I'm going to be volunteering.
Hopefully the volunteers get the same thing that I get out of this. Is, you know, we work like crazy for months making sure that this thing runs well. And from the outside it looks like it runs very smooth and people show up and there's pink everywhere and the registration is fantastic and it looks very smooth, it looks like it's effortless. But we've got dozens of volunteers who work on this thing for months in advance, planning out every single detail. And as soon as this year's event stops, we start planning for next year's events. How can we make it better? What went well this year? What changes next year? And what they get out of it, I think, is the exact same thing that I get out of it, is satisfaction for helping somebody else. A lot of the volunteers here got involved because they directly knew Kelly Shires. But there are volunteers that come on now that never personally knew Kelly. They just want to help out and they want to get some satisfaction for helping somebody else out, somebody who needs help.
Most of the guys that we have, and we have this year, we probably have 24 male volunteers who are helping out. And it's like they get up in the morning, they're ready to go when they see this thing happening. And any of the guys that have been here before, they know exactly what to do. I mean, this is the best group of guys in the world to work with. The whole event is just spectacular. It's amazing. The biggest thing for the guys is to help unload the sleds when the girls arrive, where they tag them. They put them in their teams. We set up all the flags for staging area. The guys did an amazing job of putting banners for all the sponsors around the staging area. One of the volunteers actually built the stage that we use this year that Susie came out and did her presentation from.
It gives me such enormous hope and inspiration for breast cancer survivors, for people diagnosed with breast cancer, to know that everybody is rallying around this. Yes, this is a ladies' ride, but it takes a lot of other folks to get it going, men and women, volunteers, husbands, spouses, people that are involved. Everybody wants to do something to make it better. It gives me a great deal of hope because I think that, you know, breast cancer as a diagnosis isn't the death sentence that it used to be. And the reason is because of events like this and everybody rallying together to say, we're going to make it better and we're going to do it today.
If you knew Kelly, she was just such an easygoing, fun-loving person, and if she could, she would go and hug everyone personally. Like everyone who donated, she would come and hug you personally. And you know, she was, even before she passed away, up to the last couple of months before she passed away, she herself knew what stage she was in. She was answering phone calls from ladies applying to the fund, asking, you know, telling them, you can do this, you'll get through this, you know, don't worry, we're going to help you through this. Meanwhile, the whole time knowing, you know, what she was going through and how dire her state was. And it just goes to show how amazing of a person she was. But she would thank everyone personally.
What could you say of encouragement to someone who's just been diagnosed with cancer?
Just don't let, first off, a diagnosis of cancer these days does not mean death. It does not, because there's so much that with the research and everything else, there's so many different ways that they have of keeping you. I should have been dead probably 7 years ago, but because of the medications and the protocols that they have these days, don't roll over and let it get the best of you. Just get up and enjoy life, and it's all in your attitude. If your attitude's good, then you just beat it back somehow.